This workout is a combination of body weight moves and moves with your dumbbells. You're just gonna need your set of dumbbells, a mat, and a little space to move around. One thing I want you to make sure you have though is if your dumbbells will sit up on the end, let's see where you can see this, that is perfect. If your dumbbell isn't flat where it can stand up, make sure you've got something like a yoga block or even a bench or a table, because we're going to do some single leg movements where you stand and you reach for something. So you just want something that's short on the floor that you can hinge, bend over, and reach for. Okay, so once you are all warmed up, we are going to get started. So our first movement is going to be squat. So I want you to take your feet about hip width apart and you're going to sit back into a squat. We're going for 10 squats. When you sit back, the weight goes into your heels. Think about sitting like you would in a chair. You've got 3 more. Last one. Good. Now we're going to need that object or your weight like I talked about. Let's see if I can get this out of the sunlight so you can see it. So I'm just going to stand my weight up on its end. It might wobble a little bit, but that's okay. Otherwise, you could use a yoga block, a box of Kleenex flipped on the side, a table, anything you have handy. You're going to stand on your right foot. Left foot is lifted. We're going to reach with our left hand for that object. So you're hinging at the hips, making sure to keep a nice flat back. Ooh, and stand up. You're going to be wobbly. That's okay. We're working on our balance here. So take your time hinging forward, tapping that object. If reaching down this low doesn't work for you, use a coffee table, something a little bit higher. We've got 5 more on this right leg. Last 2. Good, we're going to switch. Standing on your left foot, we reach with the right hand, making sure you keep that chest lifted as you hinge forward. You don't want to round the back. And it's okay, like I said, if you wobble or if you need to catch your balance, you set that foot down. Make sure you don't plant the foot. You're using that toe as a kickstand. 5 left. And you'll find that one side usually is a little bit more wobblier than the other. 1 more. Good. Okay, next, we're going to do another hinging motion. Hands are going to come behind the head. Feet are going to go about hip width apart. And you're going to hinge forward. These are called good mornings. I'm going to show you from the side. So keeping that nice flat back, you're going to bow forward and then standing up. So you should really feel this down the whole back side of the body. Keep those abs pulled in. Give me 2 more. Perfect. Okay, next I'm going to have you grab your weights. We're going to do an alternating front raise. So the weights are going to come to the front of the body. You're going to lift one weight up to about shoulder height and then switch other side. These are usually a little bit more challenging. So if this is too much with those 5-pound weights, you can always grab a water bottle, cans of soup, something that might be a little bit lighter. Halfway, we've got 5 left on each side. Make sure you're standing up nice and tall. We don't want to take those weights any higher than shoulder height. This is 8. One more each side. Taking the weights, you're going to flip so your palms are facing out. We're just going to go into a curl next. So curling those weights up, Nice and controlled as you lower down. So not letting the weights swing down, we're working the weights in both directions. Four more. Last one. Okay, we're gonna hit the backs of the arms for some triceps. So you're gonna hinge forward, your back is nice and flat, belly button is pulled in. You're going to press those weights straight back. Really feeling it light up the back of your arms as you press those weights back. Last one. Okay, we've got one more move left with these weights. They're gonna come to the front of your body, or we're gonna go into a deadlift. So we've been doing those hinging motions where you're bending at the waist. You're gonna take the weights right down the legs and then back up. So we warmed up this move with those good mornings. We're keeping that nice flat back, skimming those weights just down the legs and back up. I have a soft bend to my knee, but the movement is coming from my hips. You should feel this all the way down the back of the legs. Two more. Good, okay, so we're gonna repeat that list one more time. So you can either pause it and rewind it back, or just pause it and do those moves again. So you're gonna do 10 squats without any weights. 10 of that single leg reach, standing on the right leg, reaching with the left, and then we switch 10 on the left leg, reaching with the right. Then we go our good mornings, hinging at the hips, alternating front raises, 10 on each side. We go curls for 10, kickbacks for 10, and deadlifts. So I'll give you a minute to do those, and then we'll move on to the next part of the list. Okay, after you've completed that first list twice, we're gonna move down onto the mat. So we're gonna start, you won't need any weights for this part, it's just body weight. We're gonna start with holding a plank. So you're down on your forearms. What we're looking for is a nice straight line from your head to your tailbone. I'm gonna watch the clock for this. We're going for 30 seconds, okay? So here we go, set yourself up, 3, 2, 1. In that plank position, really focusing on pulling that belly button into the spine. If I were to put a stick, it would go from your head all the way down to your tailbone, touching your back the entire way. We are halfway. Squeezing those glutes, everything is nice and tight. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. We're going to flip it over onto your back. We're going to go into a glute bridge next. Turn this sideways. So laying on your back. Your knees are bent, feet are planted on the ground. You want to scooch your heels in nice and close to your butt. And you're going to keep those knees hip width apart, lifting the hips up, squeezing the butt cheeks, and then lowering back down. We're going to do 10 here. Focusing on not letting those knees splay out as you lift the hips up. One more. Good, I want you to lift the left leg in the air. Right foot is still on the ground. We're gonna go single leg bridge next. So same idea, pressing through that right heel as you lift the hips up. We go for 10, so this is 4, we've got 6 more. Still squeezing those glutes as you lift up. Give me 2 more. Good, let's switch legs. Left leg goes down, right leg goes up, lift those hips, squeeze the glutes. We've got 10. 5 left. One more. Good. We're going to flip onto our side. It doesn't matter which side because we'll end up getting the other one. We're going to go into side plank. So 2 options here. You can bend that bottom knee, top leg is straight, lifting up into that side plank. If that feels too easy, stack both the legs and lift up into that side plank. We're going to dip the hip, down and up for 10. Keeping the chest lifted and open. 3 more. Good. Flip it over into a normal plank. We're going to do that whole list again, starting with the plank, and we'll end in those side plank dips on your opposite side. So taking it into that plank, we're going to hold for 30 seconds. In 3, 2, here we go. Belly button is pulled in, straight line. Make sure you don't tuck that chin to your chest. We've got 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we go back to that glute bridge series. Flip it over. Scooch those heels in nice and close to the butt. Hip width apart. We lift the hips up, squeezing the glute at the top. You've got 5 left here. Don't let those knees splay out. 1 more. Good, we lift that left leg in the air. We go single leg bridge on the right side, driving through that right heel. Lift those hips. 4 left. 3, 2, 1. Let's even it out. Left foot is down, right leg is lifted. Drive through that heel. Here we go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. We go side plank now. So we're going to hit the other side that we didn't hit already. So make sure the elbow is stacked underneath the shoulder. Remember, option to bend that bottom knee if you need to, or you can stack both of your legs. Once you're set up, dip the hip down and up for 10. 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. We've got 1 more move left before we get up off the mat. You're going to flip it onto your stomach. We're going to go into Superman. So arms are stretched out in front of you, legs are nice and long. We're going to lift everything up, including your gaze, and lowering back down. So really working that whole back side of the body as you lift up and squeeze. Last one. Good job. Okay, well that is it for our body weight and dumbbell workout. Let me know if you have any questions or if anything didn't feel right. Bye.